I'd like to talk with you about your go-to circle of friends, family members, loved ones, comadres, compadres, your circle of trust. Everybody needs these kinds of people. And you know that from experience. You've known times when you really needed someone and they were there for you. You've known times when you felt alone. I don't want you to feel that. I don't know what's happening in your life, and none of us knows what's right around the corner. So I want to encourage you to gather your circle of trust and have it there. The idea of the circle comes from the movie Meet the Parents. You have to watch it. But I'm using the notion differently than Jack Burns did. I'm talking about a healthy group of people who are life-giving to you. They're a blessing to you, and you are to them. So, to help you with the idea of the circle, think about a round circle that's a safety net. A safety net that is held by people who are engaged, they're strong enough to hold it, they care about you, and you're on that ledge and maybe the building's burning and you need to jump to safety. And from 2 stories maybe, and they've got you. Okay, that's your circle of trust. And so, is anybody coming to mind for you? Are you thinking about some old college roommate, or perhaps your grandma? Think about people who really know you, who really love you, who have proven themselves faithful in the past. They don't have to be perfect, but they can't be too flaky either, because this is your inner circle. And again, they may be your everyday, every weekend friends you're hanging out with, or they may be folks who you're separated by time zones and miles, but you know you can reach out to them, and they'll be there for you, and you'll be there for them. That's your circle of trust. Well, who should you have in your circle? There are some historical friends in your life, but stop and ask, who understands you, who gets you, who respects your core values and beliefs, who has wisdom, who is healthy and won't get their issues mixed up with yours, who can be objective and really hear you out and help you make decisions that are not regrettable, but who's also really biased in your favor. They're in your corner. Okay, they're people who you know are they're on your side. In a time of big change for me last year or so, I made the big decision to change careers and callings and to become a full-time coach. And I wasn't ready exactly for that, but circumstances around me and things going on inside me made me kind of just wonder, is now the time? I reached out to family members, to close friends, to my sweet wife, of course. I had professionals that I reached out to, and even my 3 sons who are now in their 20s. All of them turned out to be great sources of wisdom and insight, and people who would all help me to make decisions and not make a mess of things. That's your circle of trust. They'll tell you what you need to hear, not always what you want to hear, and you love them for it. Okay, here's what I want to encourage you to do right now to make this practical. This is the takeaway of this video. I want you to, if you can, reach for a pen, any scratch paper, any little writing pad or whatever, and just, if you want to, pause the video and write down inside of 60 seconds any names that come to mind of folks who are in your circle of trust or might be good prospects. Pause the video now and just scribble. Come up with a name of 3 or 4, a list of 3 or 4 or 5 or more folks that could be in your circle. Do that now. All done? Okay, then that means we can move on. I want to ask you to stop and just give thanks for these people. They're gifts to you, gifts from God. And I hope that you can just savor that there are some people who know you and love you, and they're there for you. So be grateful, okay? And now I want to ask you to do something really, really practical, and that is reach for your phone. And I want to encourage you to just take one of those folks and send them a text. It can be an email. You could even call them. But the simplest, quickest thing is just text them and say, I'm thinking about you. And in fact, I wrote some blog posts on this subject, and you can find them on my website, getyourbusinessdone.com. And these blog posts have a little script for that you could use or modify your way. This one says, "Hi, Grandma. An article I'm reading or a video I'm listening to is challenging me to make a list of people who love me, people I really trust, and you came to mind. And I just wanted to thank you for always being there for me and let you know that I'll always be there for you. I hope I can return, your kindness to me. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Me." That kind of text. Pause the video and send it, and then come back and we'll wrap up. Are you back? Okay. So don't be surprised if you get a really warm reply, or if it takes some time. Maybe you got the wrong number. Maybe somebody doesn't see the text right away. Don't overreact. But you could do this with any number of the people that you listed. Send out any number of texts, because what you're trying to do is nurture those relationships and make sure that that safety and that trust is reciprocal, and they know that you're there for them, and that when you need them, they might be there for you. Well, I would love to hear what happens with your text, with your circle of trust. I hope that as this year unfolds, you have your go-tos and you're cultivating those relationships. I'm Steve Garcia of Get Your Business Done, Life and Leadership Coaching. I love to hear from you. You can email me at coaching@getyourbusinessdone.com. Leave a note right here on my YouTube channel or my LinkedIn page or Facebook page or anywhere that you find me. I love to hear from you. Take care and gather that circle. Bye-bye.